Well, YouTube parenting influencer Ruby Franke has pled guilty to 4 of the 6 charges of felony child abuse. Take a listen.
With my deepest regret and sorrow for my family and my children, guilty.
Franke was known for her so-called tough love parenting, and now the Utah mom is admitting to abusing her own children while also blaming someone else. Our legal contributor, Brian Buckmeyer, joins me now. He's been following this case as well. So, Brian, let's just start with how significant Ruby's plea is today, and what does it mean for her case now?
Well, Kara, it's very significant for her case because what it ultimately does is it brings us to an end, at least for Ruby Franke, to this very tragic saga. She's pleading guilty to 4 of the aggravated child abuse charges, each one of them being what's called a second-degree felony. So she could face 1 to 15 years in prison for each one, depending on what theory the prosecution's going forward with. And we know that she didn't get a sentence today because in Utah, like many states, the state wants to have the opportunity for the victims in this case to come forward. And we know that date is down for February 20th. I'm not sure if we're going to see the children come up and speak in open court, but I would expect that Ruby Franke's husband or now separated husband and maybe other family members will come forward and speak on the children's behalf.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would love to hear from those kids, even, you know, her maybe soon-to-be ex. It's sort of a twisted tale, isn't it, within that family? You know, Franke's lawyers do say that she is taking responsibility for the part that she played in all the events leading up to her incarceration, but that she's seemingly pointing the finger now at her former business partner, Jodi Hildebrandt, claiming that Hildebrandt actually isolated her from her family and that Franke was, quote, subjected to a distorted sense of morality shaped by Hildebrandt's influence. We did reach out to Hildebrandt's attorneys. They've not responded to our request for comment, but the two are often seen, Brian, as you know, in these videos together. So what do you make of Hildebrandt's part in all of this as well?
I mean, I say this as an attorney and as a father of a 1.5-year-old. I know I'm still like a rookie in the parenting game. I can't imagine how someone can isolate you to then abuse your own children or participate in the abuse of your own children. She had 6 children. I think 2 of them are already adults. And now we're talking about her younger children going through this very aggressive form of parenting that many people on social media reached out to, had complaints about. Police had come forward. What I make of it from a legal standpoint is I want to know, is Ruby Franke going to testify against Jodi Hildebrandt if Jodi ends up going to trial? And is that a part of the plea agreement? And what I'm looking for in terms of going forward is the math in all of this can be very extreme. Like I said, each charge 1 to 15 years in prison, but a judge has every right to say, you know what, there are 2 different children that you're being charged with. I can give you 10 years for one child and then consecutively give you another 10 years. She could give, under the theories of these child abuse, maybe 5 or 10 for each one of the different charges. The math here could be very devastating towards her, or she can get just a couple of years.
It's really amazing to look back at those videos and how she presented herself, how she looked, and how so many people were just fooled by what she was doing behind the scenes. What are you watching out for next?
The victim impact statements. I want to know who's going to come forward, which one of these videos that you're showing as well are going to be potentially played in this sentencing hearing on February 20th. What, if anything, is Ruby Franke going to say? Because, again, the defendant has the opportunity to take kind of the stand, so to speak, and give her own 2 cents as to why she believes there's mitigation in this case, why she believes she should be getting on the lower end of a prison sentence rather than on the higher end. And so what is she going to say in her own defense? What is she going to agree to? And what ultimately is the judge going to give once they've heard all of the witnesses come forward?
Well, we'll follow it together. Always great to have your legal insight, Brian. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.